The sun is too bright. Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today is day 2 of our challenge of developing one AI-powered tool per day. The idea for today's tool, those are the neighbors. The idea of today's tool was to make it so that my Claude assistant has memory of all of the projects that I work on, that it can automate some of my tasks, and that it can basically just accommodate my business needs. And as such, I created an app. I called it Gibbon. That's why I will use some clickbait of a monkey picture in the LinkedIn post. There is a dashboard sidebar tab, and within you can have as many custom dashboards as you need to. You can add some KPIs so you know whether you're progressing or not. We also have a tab for tasks. In it, you can just talk with someone, and then Claude takes that information and turns it into a task, which then has a Jira view, and it automatically progresses in it. It starts by being in the backlog, and then it slowly progresses from to do to in progress, etc. We also have a studio mode where we have integrated Claude and Remotion, Claude and Remotion in order to automate video editing. But if you have watched yesterday's video or have read yesterday's LinkedIn post, you would have seen that it is not good enough yet. But for some quick edits, for example, captioning a video or adding some cool motion graphic, it is good enough. I also added an option to collaborate on certain documents using an AI assistant. Imagine you have a few people in your organization and you work on an article, let's say. You create a draft and then someone else reviews it and leaves a comment. Once they leave the comment, Claude on their machine will analyze that comment and will apply the feedback to the article. And it will be committed and you will see the changes that were done. One of the ideas behind the tasks is that you're able to optimize your Claude Code token usage. Imagine that you have used all your tokens, but instead of paying for more API tokens or skewing your sleep schedule, what you can do is just schedule tasks and it will do them while you sleep. We also added, We also added image generation, and for my business needs, I have to track clients, generate invoices, sign those invoices, send them automatically, as well as be able to track whether it was paid for or not paid for. And of course, I implemented that. You might be asking yourselves, why not just use Claude Cowork or something? Yeah, you can use Claude Cowork, but in both cases, you would have to fine-tune certain things because Claude Cowork by default is empty, and you can upgrade it into the platform that you need, and so was my Gibbon. If there is one thing that I can take away from this experiment, it is that knowledge bases are super important. No matter whether you create a custom solution of yours or you use Claude Cowork or whatever, you need a knowledge base where you add all that information from your conversations with clients, all the information from work on projects, all the information from previous tasks given to Claude, in order for your future Claude sessions to be as efficient and effective as possible. Because this way, you're also something really important. Today, I set up OpenClaw. A few months ago, I bought a Mac Studio, but I have not yet used it to its full potential because I was too lazy. Because once I started to set up OpenClaw, I was just like, oh no, too much reading, too much writing, no. Instead, I just did some custom tool of mine before, which mimicked OpenClaw, but with much less features and much simpler. But now I decided to use it. Also, I researched NemoClaw. For those of you that have no idea what this is, NVIDIA just published a security layer around OpenClaw, which allows you to deploy OpenClaw in enterprises without it being risky. What does that mean? That means that Docker is used for it, so you create a sandbox for it. What does that mean again? That means that you just create an isolated place where it can do whatever it wants to do without harming the company overall. You give him permissions to do something, so it is based on whitelists, not blacklists. So by default, it can do nothing, and you allow him to do some things, and you give him some files. This way, the risk of your AI assistant totally destroying everything is much smaller. I was going to use Nimoclaw, but risk it for the biscuit. I wanted to spare some resources. So for that reason, I deployed OpenClaw. And now that I have that knowledge base where I track everything, all the work that I do on all my projects, once I have stacked enough knowledge over there, I would just be able to delegate emails, delegate development, delegate everything to that agent of mine, because he'll know exactly what I know. And if he's not exactly sure how to proceed, he can always just message me on Telegram and ask me, what do I do here, what do I do there, or are you okay with me sending this email? For you to be able to go truly agentic and be able to delegate as many tasks as possible, you first need a proper knowledge base.